Good afternoon, everybody. It's Mike. It is Tuesday, the 5th of February. This is your daily recap. We've had a definite change in character here in the market, at least for today. We can see we've had some selling. So we go back, we'll take a look. Yesterday, we had this big pop top. We talked about that, but this was on no news. It felt a little bit manipulative. We came down, we closed not quite in the lows, but close. We had follow through overnight where we were weak into the open. We gapped down. You had very little attempt to break back. You had this one candle here. We popped up on data. This was at 10 a.m. when I think we had ISM manufacturing, engulfed it on the previous candle to the downside. And since then, we've been drifting down, 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 down. And here we are down in the 505 area. And when you look at the SPY, nice and zoomed in here for you. First thing you'll notice is volume today is better than it's been a little bit. Not huge, but it's 56 million shares. We are clearly below the 8-day. We broke into this little level right here where we finally held ourselves around 504.80 area. We talked about that. You can see the low there, 504.90, pretty damn close. And if we don't want to hold here, then the 503.02 is your next area. Here's your trend line is in here. Your 21 days approaching there. So we're coming into an area of some interesting support. As are we going to hold this channel or not? Come down? Are we going to go into this gap or not? Are we going to touch the 21 day? Now, tomorrow morning, to make things messier, we have Jerome Powell. Jerome Powell tomorrow, unfortunately, is speaking at 10 a.m. He does tend to release his speech before the market opens. This is where he's in front of Congress for the next 2 days testifying. We also start getting a look at jobs numbers tomorrow. So just keep an eye on that. We have mortgage applications. We have employment, the ADP employment report at 8:15 and JOLTS jobs number at 10 tomorrow. All right, and then we have non-farm payroll on Friday. So, we have all that coming at us. By the way, this is the last week the Fed can speak. Then they go quiet as they go into their March 20th next meeting. So we won't be hearing from them after Friday for 2 weeks. So I want to point out something else. These big down days that we've had, and this is, while not huge, it's big compared to the others. You have this one. This one we closed on the lows, we gapped up. This one we closed on the lows, we gapped up. This one we closed on the lows, we gapped up. So that's been the MO of this market. We'll see if this breaks this or not as we come into tomorrow, sorry. On the Qs. Okay, we're on the lows here. The Qs, very, very close, just coming into and bouncing off around the 21 day, and it has gone into its gap. So that CPI gap here, the Qs are into it. Keep that in mind. IWM reversed on the 8-day. The Dow also reversed, sliced through the 21 days. The Dow looking weaker here. The financials, which have been strong, tried to break out, put a new 52-plus week high in today, but couldn't hold. Energy held in a bit. So very mixed. Target, good report, good guidance. Subscription service now, big push up into this 170 area. That is your resistance. Big, big gap now. So big gap here to watch on Target. This is a huge move. This is quite the move here on Target. And then there's everything else. Google, interestingly enough, here today, dropped, reversed, had a big bounce back up, still under the 200-day. Tesla got shellacked some more today. You got a big gap here now to trade against from yesterday. A lot of people saying Tesla's the lows in. I don't understand why people think the lows in on Tesla. To me, nothing's changed here yet. The whole EV space is under pressure. That said, it went out of the Bollinger Bands and reverted back in after being down 2 big days in a row. Apple gapped down big and didn't really do a whole heck of a lot. Another name now, we have a big gap to trade against when they decide to bring it up. Apple's got a bunch of gaps on it also to trade against when it decides to come up. You have one here, you have this one here, right? So you have some big moves you could look for there. Microsoft got absolutely shellacked this morning, gap down and just puked the first 30 minutes of the day on the lows here. Cut through the 8, the 21 day, and your 50 day in the bottom of the Bollinger Bands are incoming. Amazon yesterday, we talked about a little shooting star under the 8-day. Meta, believe it or not, held the 8-day, holding in strong here. So you take this all aside, we go into tonight, we have crowd reporting. They've been selling crowd all day. This might be because of how Zscaler and Palo Alto reported. And we'll see what Powell says tomorrow. I think me and most other people would welcome a pullback in this market here. Can we get one? That's the question. Or is this just another one of these head fakes? And, we'll see where we are tomorrow with this. So, right now with about 14 to go, we're closing just close on the lows, not quite on the dead lows, and we'll see what we get. So wishing you guys all a wonderful evening, and I'll catch you guys live in the AM.